What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Samantha. Nope, that's not right. My name is Kieran, and I am here to do a video. I'm here to talk to you guys using a spiritual perspective. So today I wanted to talk to you about sex with animals. No, I don't want to talk to you guys about sex with animals. I do want to talk about the destruction of your mind, though, with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And there's other things as well. Twitter, obviously, disgusting sort of source. So I hate Twitter. I really don't actually like any social media. But my opinion on whether or not social media sucks or doesn't suck is irrelevant to the point of this video. The point that I would like to make in this video and to share the information with you is that these things have a negative tendency to limit and destroy the mind. Okay, now for as much advancement as humanity has had, even in the last decade, maybe even longer than that, in a broader sense. I was born in 1993, and I didn't have a cell phone until I was 15 or 16, and now kids, maybe like 5, 6-year-olds, they have cell phones, they have iPads, they have all this crap in front of their face, right? And what you see is a lack of curiosity. You see a lack of sort of exploratory, mindsets. People aren't as interested in learning, in expanding, right? Not everyone, but this is a general trend that we're talking about. So when it comes to things like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what's happening is you're seeing people at a younger age, younger and younger ages, being exposed to so much at once, right? So let's break this down, okay? Because what this is doing on a spiritual level is taking you from a place where you can have a relationship with yourself and trying to move you into a place where you're forced to have a relationship with others, okay? Now, this isn't inherently wrong, right, to have a relationship with other people, but these websites, these social media, these things, they're taking your options, your availability towards your own self, your own inner peace, your own sense of identity, and they're now drawing a line, casting this sort of line out to sea, where you're now dependent and attached to the external world. And this is forms of people, forms of situations, companies, ideas, things of that nature, right? So on a very spiritual level, not even looking at the mental, physiological things that it does actually do to your brain, but just on a spiritual level, it's actually it's not allowing people to basically be in silence. It's not allowing people to be still. Okay, it's destroying your mind. It is a distraction above all else. It is such a potent distraction too, because of the psychological effects it actually does have on your brain. So let's start with something like Facebook. Facebook is something that keeps you in connections with people that you would otherwise never talk to again. Very simply put, to be honest with you, that's exactly what it does, and there's almost no reason for that. I don't know why anybody would want to talk to everybody they've ever known. There's certainly no reason or need for it, but it's also this sort of this need to share our lives, our need to present our lives as something more than extraordinary, when the reality is that most people's lives are pretty mundane. And even if that's not true, because maybe it isn't, but let's say that most people's life aren't always extraordinary. I think we could probably agree on that. Even the astronaut up in space still sometimes has to have diarrhea, just regular stuff that other people go through. Okay, so people have to still do their taxes. Even Kanye West has to go grocery shopping sometimes. So there are boring, mundane things that fill up the majority of our lives, and yet social media, specifically focusing on Facebook here, have always presented it as the best. Okay, so it allows people to get into this mind frame of essentially comparing their trajectory of their own life to others, strangers really, and even, again, not strangers, people that you shouldn't still be talking to, people from high school, people that have far outgrown you and you've far outgrown them, and people that have no bearing upon you at all. And it keeps people in these cycles of validation, external validation, and sort of connections that don't need to be there. It's too much. You don't have any privacy. You don't have any time for yourself. What exactly could be the reason that you carry on with such a thing like Facebook? I wondered that for a long time myself until I finally got rid of it. It didn't make any sense. My excuse was always, well, I use it to talk to people. But those people never really talked to me. It was kind of just, what was I supposed to do? Message them every month just to keep a connection going, right? And eventually I realized it didn't make any sense. It was just hurting me. You scroll through it. There's 10 minutes of your time wasted. You're just gone, just in a blink of an eye. 10 minutes that could easily have been used for something to actually help your life. Even something simple, doing nothing, meditating, just being with yourself, existing. So Facebook does not allow you to do that. Facebook is a way of taking your time and wasting it completely, taking your mind and poisoning it with these comparisons that other people are, that their lives are somehow better than yours because nobody posts the updates, the statuses of the time they had an abortion on Christmas Eve. Nobody talks about the time that they spent like an hour crying, okay? It's just really great things like I got a blowjob on a yacht in Greece, or, I had an affair with Mickey Rourke. I don't know what the hell people are doing, but, just shit, just nonsense, crap to distract your mind from really some deeper truths that are going on. Like number one, just on Facebook, for example, Mark Zuckerberg, that guy's a douchebag. That guy's stealing people's information. And the ads and the political crap on Facebook, and the just the shit that people share that doesn't actually end up being true. And this is a huge thing with social media. Things just get shared that have no real truth to them. Just somebody said this, a political person did this, and half the time they're not even true. And you got 80,000 people liking these posts, commenting on these posts, and none of it's true. And you see people arguing with each other, just arguing. That's all the internet is just people arguing with each other. It's really quite amazing. You look at things like YouTube, and people are just goddamn, they're just arguing over like goddamn everything, really. You can't watch a video of like a cat, like a funny cat video, without there being about 1,000 comments of people trying to tell you or the person who uploaded the video, the proper way to take care of your cats. Nobody has a sense of humor. Everybody's so serious. Everybody's a know-it-all. Everybody thinks they know what they're talking about, and nobody changes their opinion because it's just online. People say whatever they want. There's a extreme confidence when you're not in front of the person, just like when you're driving. Say whatever the hell you want to anybody if they do even the remote, most remote thing to piss you off. They drift into your lane for half a second. You call them a cunt, and it's extreme because you would never do that in real life. In the internet too, if you were having one of these legitimate arguments with somebody in real life, you wouldn't be as vocal, you wouldn't be as rude, you wouldn't be as ornery, and more than likely you wouldn't win the argument, so to speak, or you would have your mind changed. But people aren't really interested in that, right? So even on things like YouTube, platforms that I use, it's just another dangerous game. It's a thing you get caught up in, arguing with people that you'll never meet, and the time that you waste on it as well is enormous. I mean, I know from experience, where you watch one video and then you're 100 videos in, and it's 2 a.m. in the morning, and you're staring at a screen. LED lights, or just bright lights with the darkness around you ruining your eyes, really. It's an incredible time waster, social media, right? You take Instagram then for an example, something that I think a lot of spiritual people actually use. And it's mostly just filled with new age crap, just self-proclaimed gurus who've decided that, they're now the authority on what it is that you should be doing with your life. And you know what? They can help you with all the things that you need help with spiritually if you just give them $80. $80 and peace is yours. Well, that's a great goddamn deal, isn't it? $80 for some peace? Wow, I've paid more for headphones. So I think that that's a really great deal. But then what happens is you go there and nothing changes, nothing happens, you don't find peace, and you just wasted your money. And these people get to keep your money and believe that they're actually doing good work when they're just scamming people. Because a lot of these people aren't even aware that they're scamming people. It's just the way that this platform's set up. You got people who think that they're someone important, and it's not true. Then, you know, nobody's just important just because they think so. And we're talking about a recognition type of importance, not just being alive type of importance. I mean, like, you know, models on Instagram, millions and millions of followers for just showing their ass quite a bit. You know, I wish my ass was nice enough to make $1 million, or that anybody gave a shit about men's asses, but they don't. And as much as I love a woman's ass, which I do, love a good woman's ass, I still am a male. I'm not a monk. It's very it's concerning to see, because I am a male and I'm attracted to women, but I think it's sad that this is what women have to do, and this is what men like, or this is what men think that they have to see, or what women think that they have to do. It's or what they have to present to the world. Or anybody has to do this. You know, it doesn't have to be that way. It's just people doing nothing. It's just influencers influencing nothing. Just hot girls being hot, you know, and men saying stupid shit, and gurus saying all this crap, and you've got access to so much information on places like Instagram that it can be really, really addictive. And you take something like tarot readings. You could go on Instagram right now and type in hashtag pick a card, and the next thing you know, you've got about 500,000 different types of pick a cards just under that hashtag itself. And you could just spend all day doing these pick a cards, man. Like, you really could. Like, what's next in love? Okay, let's see. Pick a card, done. Who wants to date me? Oh, okay, pick a card, done. What's next in career? Oh, okay, pick a card, done. And you're scrolling and you're scrolling, and holy shit, that's not a lot of goddamn pick a cards. And none of them mean anything after a while. And you start to realize, like, that this is not a good platform either for your mind, because you're tricked into believing you're being helped. You're tricked into believing everything's positive. You're tricked into these ideas of what fame and recognition and influencing really is. Essentially, you go onto Instagram and it's just this egotistical sort of nature. It really is. It's, you know, here, look at this. You look at it. You know, and it's kind of sick in a sense. It's, you know, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit that you took a picture of your pasta? I don't care. I don't think anybody cares. I think if you could ask pasta if they gave a shit that you took a picture of it, I think it would readily agree that, no, I don't give a shit. Please don't take pictures of me. I think that's what pasta would say, but we can't speak to pasta, unfortunately. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is that these things are very addictive, and they are taking us out of our life, out of our alignment. TikTok, another example of just something completely ridiculous. It's, you know, 30 seconds of just you watching a video of usually something ridiculous. I mean, usually something just absolutely disturbing, disgusting maybe. Underage girls, teenagers really just shaking their ass for views, and it's just abnormal. It really is. And the content that people are making, and the half lip-synced nonsense, it's just songs over people doing dumb shit. It's not even creative anymore. It's not even inspirational. It's not even unique. It's again, it's this lack of curiosity. It's humans have this tendency, and I'm going to do a video about this in the future, but humans have a tendency to gravitate towards what's cheap, easy, and free, right? And this is sort of like our common denominator of the human experience, the least common denominator. It's this the biggest weakness of humanity as a collective is really just this gravitation towards things that are short, easy. You know, something's 30 seconds, and suddenly, you know, our attention spans can only handle that. If you look at the most popular videos on YouTube, they're under like 20 seconds, right? People don't want to watch a video that's 20 minutes long. Right? Nobody wants to watch any of that shit because nobody apparently has the time. But what happened to people's time? It's not like the concept of time has really changed over the course of human history. It's still exactly the same. It's just us. We've become more distracted. We've become more influenced by our surroundings. So much shit comes our way every day. So you look at Twitter, just a toxic place where people spit nonsense and just angry. Everybody on Twitter is angry. Just they're trying to cancel everybody. They're saying horrible shit about people and situations, and you've got famous people saying their nonsense and people who aren't even famous saying their nonsense, but everybody likes their nonsense, and who doesn't like some good nonsense, right? And it's all just very disturbing for somebody like me who cares about the sort of evolution of the spiritual self, who cares about humanity's ability to really connect to themselves on a deeper level, right? I'm not a perfect person, obviously, and I still use social media because because I make music, because I write, because I have a YouTube channel, right? Of course, I still use it. There's nothing you can really do sometimes, actually. However, I'd like to stay away. I like to remove myself as much as I can because I notice that it makes me angrier. It makes me more anxious. I have less time for myself. I'm distracted. I just get more involved. There's too much drama, right? It just comes with drama. And you watch it over a period of time just destroy your mind. People can't have conversations anymore. They can't look at you. They have to be on their phone. They have to be scrolling through things. I mean, I've seen friends, people just scrolling. I was next to them, just scrolling, hearting, double tapping. I don't know what do you call it on Instagram, I guess, but just liking, just dumb photos. Just of why? Like of what? Like, who cares? Like I didn't see my friend smile, didn't laugh, didn't think, wow, this was a really genuine, great post. Didn't take any time to consider it. It's just boop, 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 and over and over and over again. It doesn't really make the boop sound, but that's the sound I like to think it makes. And, it's just kind of sad, really, because you're watching people that otherwise are human, are like you, and you're seeing the connection in other people as a spiritual being, and you're watching them sort of destroy themselves in a sense. And it can be really sobering because it reminds us that we sometimes do this as well. And that's often when you do see people who are so addicted to these things, it can kind of remind you to really take a step back because you might be doing the same thing, right? It's an easy trap to fall in. And like I was saying, like I'm not perfect. Of course, I've done these things before. I'm not on a proverbial high horse. I would rather be on a high cow, to be honest with you. Horses are very uncomfortable. But, I've done things that wasted time on social media, stuff like that. So I understand exactly the problem that exists with something so dangerous like this. And it genuinely does destroy your mind. And if you're spiritual, it really takes you away from this process of being awakened, from the process of understanding yourself. And it's not necessarily a very easy thing to notice, even as somebody who's aware or awake, however you want to phrase it. Because the next thing you know, again, like I said, it's 2 a.m. and there you go, because you're human too. You're still human. And that's the thing. These things are not designed to make you happy, to bring you peace, to give you the information you need. They're just there to distract, to take your mind off of things, to make things easy for you, to make you comfortable. Right? They're not there to expand your growth, not generally speaking. They're not there to really help you that much. I mean, people don't want to think about things anymore. If they have a question, they just go to Instagram, go to Facebook, go to Google, go to Yahoo Answers. I don't know why you're using Yahoo Answers, but whatever. You're going to these places and immediately getting whatever it is that you need. And most of the time, people aren't looking for new information. They're just looking for things to validate their own experience. It's the anti-vaxxer who's looking for 2 articles on the internet, 2 different blog sites or whatever that support their argument. That's all they're looking for. They're not looking for the thousands and thousands and thousands of other reputable sources that say, hey, vaccinations are A-okay, bud. They're not looking for that stuff. They're not looking to actually have their mind changed. Nobody really is on the internet. They're just looking to have their own validation. They're just looking to have things be presented to them in the most comfortable, easy way so they can go on scrolling, leave a mean comment while taking a shit, and then go watch some porn, okay? All of this stuff on a device that is in your pocket at all times, which, by the way, tracks all of your information and all this other stuff. I mean, that should go without saying in case you don't know that. But what can you do, I suppose? But it's right there. It's right in your pocket. It's in front of your face when you wake up. It's in front of your face at night. And all this social media just adds to it. So it's something to consider. Asking yourself, do you really need to be on these things so much? Do you even need half of them? If you have a Twitter or a TikTok, I implore you to please stop. Please stop it. Obviously, I'm only half kidding. I mean, I really don't want you to use it, but I don't really care. Whatever you do. But the point is that these things are just very destructive, okay? And like I said, I have an Instagram that I use for my poetry, my writing, the spiritual channel, and I have a writing for a channel where I put up my music. I have a YouTube channel for this, of course. I have another Instagram for my music, another Instagram page, and that's pretty much the extent of my my social media. And even then, sometimes I think, man, I should really use this 20% less, because it's just addictive. It's addictive for everybody and anybody. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are, how spiritual you are. It's something that needs to have a genuine sense of balance about, because it will otherwise destroy your path. It will destroy your mind. It will take you away from this relationship with yourself that from very early on in human development is just trying to be understood, right? The baby is curious, trying to understand about the world, right? And now the adult at 25 with 4 or 5 different social media who spends 4 hours a day on it, they're not curious anymore. There goes their mind. So anyway, guys, I hope that this video was helpful, and it was a little bit of a rant, I will admit, but some pertinent information, I think, for people to consider, digest, swallow, eat, shit out. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good whatever day it is today. It's a day that ends in day, so I hope that you have a good one. All right, guys, bye-bye.